Right now, somewhere in your life, there is something eating at you. A conversation that didn't go the way you wanted. A decision someone else made that affects you. A diagnosis. A delay. A person who won't change no matter how much you wish they would. And here's what's true, whether we like it or not. Most of your suffering today isn't coming from what happened to you. It's coming from your belief that it shouldn't have. 2,000 years ago, a man who spent the first part of his life in chains figured this out before almost anyone else in recorded history. His name was Epictetus, and the idea he left behind is so simple you could write it on an index card, and so difficult to actually live that entire schools of modern therapy are still trying to teach it to us. It's called the Dichotomy of Control. Today, we're going to slow down and actually understand it. Not the Instagram caption version. The real one, where it came from, why it works, why it's harder than it sounds, and how to use it starting tonight. Stay with me. This one's worth for you. To understand this idea, you have to understand where it was born. Not in a university, not in comfort. It was born in slavery. Epictetus was born around 50 AD in what is now Turkey. He was enslaved as a child and taken to Rome, where he served a man named Epictetus, himself a former slave who had risen to power under Emperor Nero. Epictetus's body was not his own. His schedule was not his own. Historical accounts suggest his leg was permanently damaged, possibly from mistreatment during his enslavement. He owned, quite literally, nothing. And it was in that condition, stripped of every external freedom a person can be stripped of, that he arrived at the one freedom no one could touch. He later said something that became the seed of everything we now call Stoic philosophy. Paraphrased into plain language, some things are up to us, and some things are not. Think about the audacity of that idea coming from a slave. A man with no legal rights, no property, no control over his own body's location from one day to the next. And he's the one who tells us where real freedom actually lives. Not in your circumstances, in your judgment of your circumstances. That's the whole doctrine, right there. Let's break it apart properly. Imagine drawing a line down the middle of a page. On one side, you write, "Up to me." On the other side, "Not up to me." According to Epictetus, almost everything in your life belongs in the second column. That's the uncomfortable part people skip past when they first hear this idea. So let's not skip it. In the "not up to me" column, your body. Yes, even your body. You can train it, feed it, care for it, but you cannot guarantee its health. It can fail you regardless of what you do. Your reputation. You can act with integrity every single day, and someone can still tell a lie about you that spreads faster than the truth ever will. Your possessions. Every object you own can be lost, stolen, broken, or taken by circumstance. Other people, their choices, their moods, their love, their anger, whether they stay or leave, whether they understand you or never will. The outcome of your effort. You can work with total dedication towards something and still fail. Talent, timing, luck, other people's decisions, none of that is yours to command. The past, obviously. The future, just as obviously, even though we spend half our waking hours negotiating with it, as if it will listen. Now the other column, up to me. This list is much shorter, and that's the point. Your judgments. Not what happens, but what you decide it means. Your intentions, what you're aiming for, before the world gets a vote. Your desires and aversions, what you choose to want, and what you choose to move away from. Your responses, not the event, the response to the event. And critically, your effort, not the result of the effort itself. That's it. That's the entire up to me column. Your mind, and only your mind, in its function of judging, choosing, and responding. Here's the line Epictetus is famous for, translated into something you can actually use. It is not events that disturb people, It is their judgments about events. Read that again if you need to. It's the whole video in one sentence. Everything after this is just unpacking it. I want to be honest with you about something. The first time most people hear this idea, some part of them resists it. And that resistance is not stupidity. It's a signal worth examining. The resistance sounds like this. So I'm just supposed to not care if someone hurts me? Not care if I lose my job? Not care about my health? No. And this is where most people who've only half learned Stoicism get it wrong and end up sounding cold instead of wise. The dichotomy of control is not a claim that outcomes don't matter. It's a claim about where your effort belongs versus where your peace belongs. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine you're a gardener. You can control the seed you plant, the soil you prepare, the water you give, the attention you provide. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control whether a storm rolls through the week after you plant. A wise gardener does everything within their power, and then does not lie awake at night raging at clouds. That's not indifference to the garden. That's the only sane relationship to a garden. If you actually want to keep gardening for the rest of your life without losing your mind every season. This is the part people miss. Stoicism doesn't tell you to stop caring about outcomes. It tells you to stop anchoring your peace to outcomes you were never going to fully control in the first place. You still show up to the job interview prepared. You still tell the person how you feel. You still go to the doctor. You still fight for what matters. The dichotomy doesn't remove your engagement with life. It removes the illusion that you were ever entitled to guarantee the result. Here's what happens when you don't know this distinction, or you know it and ignore it. You spend your finite emotional energy trying to control things that were never yours to control, and you neglect the one thing that actually was. Think about how much of a typical day is spent this way. You refresh a text conversation, trying to control how fast someone replies. Not up to you. You rehearse an argument in your head, trying to control what someone else will say, how they'll react, whether they'll finally understand you. Not up to you. You worry about a decision a company will make about your job. Not up to you. You obsess over what a stranger thinks of a post you made. Not up to you. Meanwhile, the thing that was fully, completely, 100% yours the entire time, your own response, your own effort, your own character in that moment, often gets almost no attention at all. This is what Epictetus called living in confusion. Not moral confusion, categorical confusion. Mistaking what belongs to you for what doesn't, and mistaking what doesn't belong to you for what does. And here's the psychological cost. In modern language, this confusion is a direct engine of chronic anxiety. Anxiety, at its core, is often your nervous system trying to control something it has no actual authority over. A future event, another person's opinion, an outcome that hasn't happened yet and may never happen at all. When you correctly sort what's yours from what isn't, you're not just being philosophical. You're doing something close to what modern cognitive behavioral therapy calls cognitive restructuring. You're catching a thought that has wandered into territory it has no business occupying and walking it back home. That's not a coincidence, by the way. The founders of CBT, particularly Albert Ellis, openly credited Epictetus as a direct influence. The line, "People are disturbed not by events, but by their views of events," is quoted almost verbatim in early CBT literature. A slave in ancient Rome accidentally invented a piece of the therapy that helps millions of people today. Let that sit with you for a second. Theory is easy to nod along to. Practice is where it gets real. So let's make this usable, not abstract. Step 1, the sorting question. The next time something disturbs you, genuinely disturbs you, not mild annoyance, ask one question before you do anything else. Is this mine to control or not? Not, is this important? Not, do I care about this? Just, is this within the reach of my will or outside it? If it's outside your control, your job shifts immediately. Your job is no longer to fix the external thing. Your job is to choose your relationship to it. If it's inside your control, your job is different again. Stop feeling about it and start acting on it. Step 2. Separate the event from the verdict. Something happens. That's the event. Neutral, just data. Then, almost instantly, your mind attaches a verdict to it. This is terrible. This ruins everything. This shouldn't be happening. The event is not up to you. The verdict is entirely up to you. Try this exercise tonight. Take something that's bothering you right now and write 2 separate sentences. First sentence: what actually happened? Describe the way a security camera would describe it. No adjectives, no judgment, just fact. Second sentence: what I decided it means. The story, the verdict, the emotional charge you added on top. Most people are shocked at how much smaller the first sentence is than the second. The event is usually small. The verdict is usually enormous. And the verdict, all of it, is yours, which means it's also yours to revise. Step 3. Redirect the energy. Once you've identified what's actually yours, your effort, your response, your next action, pour everything into that and nothing into the rest. This doesn't mean doing less. It often means doing more, but in the right place. People who fully understand this distinction often become more productive, not less, because they've stopped hemorrhaging energy into worry about things they were never going to move, and they've redirected all of it into the narrow lane where their effort actually counts. Step 4. Expect to fail at this, and keep going. You will not master this in one video, 1 week, or 1 year. Neither did Marcus Aurelius, and he wrote an entire private journal, the one we now call Meditations, largely because he kept needing to remind himself of this exact principle over and over as Emperor of Rome, in the middle of war, plague, and betrayal. If the most powerful man in the world needed daily reminders, you're allowed to need them too. Before we close, I want to correct 2 of the most common misunderstandings, because getting this wrong doesn't just make you less effective, it can make you a worse person to be around. Misunderstanding 1. Nothing external matters, so I won't care about anything. This turns Stoicism into a shield for avoidance. If you stop trying because it's not up to me anyway, you've misunderstood the philosophy entirely. Effort is always up to you. Caring about outcomes while holding them loosely is the actual goal, not apathy dressed up as wisdom. Misunderstanding 2. If something is not up to me, I should just accept it immediately and silently. Acceptance in Stoicism doesn't mean silence, passivity, or tolerating injustice. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. Epictetus taught openly despite having every reason for bitterness. Cato stood against tyranny until his death. None of them were passive. The dichotomy of control tells you where to place your peace, not where to place your action. You can act boldly on things outside your full control while still refusing to let the outcome own your inner state. The wise person still shows up to protest injustice, still leaves the relationship that isn't working, still applies for the job, has the hard conversation, fights for the people they love. The difference isn't in the amount of engagement. It's in what happens inside you after you've done everything you can. So here's where I'll leave you. Tonight or tomorrow, when something disturbs you, and something will, pause before you react. Ask the only question that actually matters in that moment. Is this mine to control? If it isn't, you're not being asked to stop caring. You're being asked to stop suffering over what was never yours to hold in the first place. If it is, your effort, your judgment, your next choice, then that's exactly where your energy belongs. Not scattered across 100 things you can't touch. Concentrated on the one thing you can. A slave figured this out with nothing. You have considerably more than he did. The only real question is whether you'll use it. Control what's yours. Release what isn't. That's the whole practice. I'll see you in the next one.